Hi. So lately I have been feeling like I kind of need to keep things light. So yesterday I randomly opened a book that I have of tarot spreads and randomly picked a spread and did a reading from that, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and do this again today. These are not spreads that I've ever done before, and I'm not even entirely sure what they're about, but I'm just going to leave it in the hands of Spirit and we'll go with that. So the spread that I randomly chose today is called Goodbye 2, and just going to get right into it. So let's see, what deck do I want to start with? I want to start with this one. I've not really used this deck before, so I'm going to do this because it intrigues me, and we'll see where it goes with this spread. So the first position, and Spirit, if you can please help with this, is this is what I originally wanted. This is what you originally wanted. So Spirit, can you give us messages for what my audience originally wanted? This is what they originally wanted. I'm not sure how this is going to go for a general audience, but we'll see if we can make this as general as we can. Okay, so we got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. So the message that I'm getting from this is not specifically that what you originally wanted, but the message that I'm getting from this card is that what it was that you originally wanted, you've come to realize is not really what you needed. And that you've invested some time and effort into whatever this was that you thought you wanted, and perhaps it didn't turn out the way that you had hoped. And you're at a place now where you are making a decision as to whether or not you should continue on with this, or whether you just need to kind of cut your losses and walk away. And the thing about this is, the plate is empty. The cups are empty. They're turned upside down here. This scenario that you thought you wanted has played itself out. There's not much left here at the table. So there's really no sense in staying and continuing to pursue whatever this was, because it's pretty much played out and it didn't turn out the way you thought it would. No one is still here. It looks like this may have been a gathering, but everyone is gone now, and this individual is pretty much by themselves, left to clean up this mess. So whatever you originally thought you wanted didn't pan out. It's not worth sticking with. It's time to move to something else. So the second position is, how is it now? So, Spirit, can you tell us with this situation, how are things now? How are things now? Okay, so what we got is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. So, with this card, I think you've kind of come to realize that this has played itself out, and you are trying to get out of this situation, and retain as much as you possibly can. You are perhaps feeling a little bit possibly even ashamed or embarrassed about having stayed in this situation as long as you did. And so you might even be trying to kind of downplay the situation, sneak away from the situation, just as quietly as you can move on from this situation. And you're hoping to take something with you still. You're hoping to make something out of this situation, to take with you to start in whatever your new endeavor is. But that is the situation now, is that you are moving on. You are moving on from this situation. You're not entirely sure how to do it, and you're perhaps a little frightened as to whether or not you're going to get away with it, or be able to make it moving forward from this. But you are moving forward. You've picked yourself up. You've gathered what you can. You've salvaged what you can from the situation, and you're moving on. You're moving on quietly, though. This is something that is you want to keep private. You don't want to announce to the world that whatever it was that you have been pursuing didn't work out. So you just are kind of wanting to make a quiet exit, and step away from this situation. So the next card is, what am I saying goodbye to? So Spirit, what are they saying goodbye to at this point? What are they saying goodbye to? What specifically are they leaving? Okay, so we got the Four of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, you're leaving something that you've put a lot of work into. So there is a great deal of melancholy associated with this. This is something that you poured yourself into. You had high hopes, but you're having to leave it now. And then the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands may be leaving, you may be leaving some sort of a partnership. With this card, you may be leaving, I feel like you are leaving something that you had high hopes was going to be not only successful, but something that would be joyful. And it just hasn't turned out that way. And I'm wondering if it hasn't turned out that way because of an individual that you ended up getting partnered with or working with, or you put your hopes into, and it wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit for the two of you. It's not specifically that either one of you did anything wrong. It just wasn't something that was able to hold together. It wasn't. You may have had very different ideas of how things were supposed to work, or you may have just had skills that didn't really mesh. But regardless, what you're leaving behind is something you've put a great deal of work into, and also a relationship that came out of that work. But this relationship was not something that was going to be successful. So let's see, the next position, Spirit, this is what remains behind. So what remains behind for this situation? And I don't know if this is what is staying behind after you leave the situation, or what is staying with you. So we'll see what comes up and see if we can determine that. Okay, so we got the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. The Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So you're leaving behind Again, you're leaving behind something that you feel like you put a lot of yourself into. You gave a lot of yourself. And you're actually leaving behind somewhat of a legacy. And it may not be a legacy in the sense that it's going to endure through the generations, but you gave something to the community, even if it was in just a small way, that will be remembered. There are people who are sad that this endeavor didn't work out for some of you, and they're going to remember that, and they're going to be kind of wistful that you were not able to continue with whatever this was. For others of you, it could be that you're just leaving behind a way of life that you had come to be comfortable with, and that it was comfortable for you, but it really wasn't working out all that well. And so you're leaving behind some gratitude that some people around you will have, whether that's your family have some gratitude for you having gone through this as long as you did, or the community has some gratitude for you trying to reach out and give something to the community. But you'll be leaving this legacy behind, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving the people behind. You're just leaving whatever the action was that you can no longer do. You're leaving that behind. You're also leaving behind this sense of limitation that's been holding you back because this hasn't been working out. So you have been struggling to stay within this situation and try to make it work. But it actually has been limiting you, it's been binding you, it's been holding you back from doing something else, because while you were committed to whatever this was that really wasn't going anywhere, you couldn't do anything else. So you're going to be leaving behind being tied to this anvil that's just dragging you down, being tied to this anchor that's just not becoming what you had hoped it was going to become. It may have been a tremendous idea, but it just wasn't the right time, or it wasn't the right backing, or it wasn't the right people, or it wasn't the right mix of people. Not necessarily that there's anything wrong with the people, but it just wasn't what was needed at the time. So by leaving this situation, you're going to be leaving that sense of being hindered or tied up. And not just the sense of that, but you are going to be leaving that, because by freeing yourself from the confines or the needs of this situation, whatever this is, you're going to free yourself up to be able to do something else. But you're also leaving behind a dream that you had when you poured yourself into whatever this original situation was, be it a business or a relationship or a community group or whatever it was. It was a dream. It was something that you thought was going to become something that was really important for you as well as for others that were involved or that were served by this. So you're going to be leaving behind that dream that you had when you started this that just didn't work out. Let's see. So the last position is, how will it be from here? So, Spirit, can you tell my audience how are things going to be from here on? Okay, so we got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. You're going to still... you're going to still believe in your ideas. you know that this was a good idea and that there were things that just didn't work out, or you're going to believe in your insights, you're going to believe in your capability. You're going to move forward still having that belief in yourself. Seven of Wands is also telling you that. You're going to move forward knowing that you can still conquer whatever it is that you put your mind to. You still have every capability, and you believe in yourself. And so you're going forward, you know, you're still just going to have this belief in yourself that you can physically and intellectually and, you know, with great insight and creativity move forward. And to top it off, we got the Magician. So not only are you going to believe in yourself as you move forward, but you're going to be able to achieve whatever it is that you set out to achieve. It may not have worked out this time. It may not have been, you know, this may not have come to fruition, and you had to leave this behind. But this was a stepping stone, and this was a learning experience. And so from this learning experience, you're going to learn how to come even closer to manifesting whatever it is that you set your mind to, that you really have a dream for. So going forward, you're still going to have this confidence. You're still going to have, you know, amazing things that you're going to set out to do. And you're going to have this lesson behind you, which is going to only contribute to your becoming much more adept at actually bringing to fruition the things that you set out to do. So this is a whole new beginning. Even though this is leaving something behind that didn't work out, it's actually creating a brand new beginning for you to build something even more beautiful and more successful and more exciting. Going forward, that's what's going to happen. The Magician is going to bring you to an even greater place from what you've learned here. So that was a lot of fun. And I think that this was a good message again. So I hope that you got a good message from it too. I probably will continue to do this for a while until other things in my life slow down a little bit and I have more time to do kind of more in-depth readings. But for now, I kind of wanted to keep my toes in the water and touch base from time to time. So hopefully this reading is fun for you, and I hope that you all are well. Be blessed.